Hi everyone, Daniel here. Today in this video I'm gonna show you three things about disc brakes. One of them is how to push the pistons back in Shimano the right way, as Shimano said, because from SLX, XT and XTR, you have a piston, ceramic piston, ceramic piston, so you can break them easily if you don't do it the right way. So I'm gonna show you the way as Shimano said. I'm gonna show you how to use this as a tool to set up the pistons and the brake pads in the right position to have a really short travel in your brake lever, as many of the riders out there like it. And the other one is the free stroke. So we're gonna start. Sorry about that. So we're gonna start with the pistons. So we're gonna remove the brake pads, and we're gonna use this spanner to push them back, right? We're not gonna use the Park tool or any tool to press the pistons back, but because when you do that this way, the pistons are gonna go inside sideways, so they're gonna break inside really easy. Even if you don't realize it, they can break inside. Then you're gonna have oil leaking out of the system, right? So what we're gonna do is to put this spanner like this from the bottom to the top, and make a really even pressure. There you go, and then this one. This spanner has a plastic or rubber cover, but you don't have to have that. You can use any spanner. The main thing is just to be really flat, so you can put it in between and push them back. That's really easy. It's not the way I do it, it's the way Shimano says you have to do it, right? So I'm gonna put the brake pads. Always be careful about not contaminating the brake pads. They contaminate really easy, and you're gonna lose the power, braking power. So we're gonna put them back really quick. Don't forget the pin to secure the ball, just in case it gets loose, right? So now we're gonna use this red spacer, right? This thing. Remember, this thing is just not a spacer to put in between the brake pads when you're gonna travel and put the bike on the trunk of your car or whatever. This thing is thicker than the rotor, so what we're gonna do here is, like, if you put it in between, it's really loose. So if you put the wheel, you're gonna feel like a really long travel here, and you don't like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pump this like 3 times fully in, really slow. 1, 2, and 3, right? So brake pads are closing a little bit, then you try to put this thing again. It's a little bit tighter, but it's still too loose. So I'm gonna do it again. 1, 2, and 3, and try it again. A little bit more. Until it gets a little bit tight, right? If it gets really tight and you cannot put it in because it's too close, so remove the brake pads and repeat the process of putting the pistons back in position. But for me, it's perfect now. It's a little bit tight, so I'm gonna put it in, right? And then I go back to the lever and press it again. You're gonna see that it's really short. Make a little pressure so the pistons get really a good set. And remove this and put the wheel back. Put the wheel on. This process we're making about with the red spacer is really useful when you bleed your brake and the brake pads are worn out. So when you bleed the brake, you know you have to use the yellow spacer you put in between the pistons, and that yellow spacer is made to leave the pistons when the brake pads are new. So when you put the old ones, you know, the brake pads when they are around 30-40%, that's why you're gonna feel a long travel. So you do this process we just did with the red spacer, and then your brake is gonna feel as the brake pads were new, right? Really short and solid, very nice. And the last thing is the free stroke. Free stroke, is this bolt here. That bolt actually doesn't go inside of the system as some people think. Actually, if you take a look around here, you can see the bolt. The bolt is just touching the pump. So what it does is like pressing the pump up, is as if you were doing this a little bit, right? If you take the screw out, the pump opens a little bit, so the brake pads open as well, and you're gonna feel a longer travel, right? The free stroke is the first thing you have to try before doing the thing we have done with the red spacer actually. But if you don't feel any difference, then you go with the red spacer. One of the most common mistakes when people bleed the brake and they don't feel this travel they like, they try to put more oil inside of the system by closing here and putting more pressure from the bottom before closing the system. What you're gonna do with that is like the system is gonna have more than like a lot of pressure, and he's gonna leak some oil through this valve here. So if you're gonna see oil leaking, it's nothing wrong with the brake. The brake is just is a valve that is taking off some excess of oil. So that's why you use the red spacer. The way the Shimano brake works is this is a reservoir. So when the brake pads are getting worn out, he's taking oil from here. So that's why you don't need to put more oil than it already is when you bleed the brakes. So this is it. If you have any question, just let me know. I hope you like the video. I hope it's really helpful for you to set up the brakes as you like it. Leave a comment if you wanna know the Shimano dogs. If you wanna know the link, leave me the comment and I'll leave you the link so you can check out what we just have done. Thanks, and see you later.